This is Pastor Robert F. Logan Sr. I serve as the minister at large with the City Gate Network, and just thrilled to death to share in this video experience some real life situations in my life about ministry. When faced with working with my team, people that I'm laboring with to accomplish things on my staff, how to address issues and problems that we come across. I remember one very devastating problem that we had. We had some miscommunication. We had one person trying to communicate one thing, and they were communicating it in such a way that it was creating a great deal of stress because they only shared their side of their understanding and didn't really deal with the whole picture. And then we noticed that all kind of fruit that came out of that negative side of that situation that began with the paper, and it was well done, a lot of facts and information and things of that sort, but it really didn't give the truth of the whole spectrum of the problem. So we backed up and we began to notice that there was certain kind of fruit that was coming from the root. And so we wanted to dig up the root, but we could only examine the fruit. So we looked at the issues. The issues were like hostilities came out of that root system. There were name calling, and there was this separation of the team, and it was impacting the greater body of other responsible persons who had authority to get things done, but they couldn't get it done because right at the center, there was this group that had decided that they were going to do it the way they wanted to do it. They would have it their way. And regardless of what anyone else says, and it really was a very stressful experience. So what I did, I took it home with me, and I was marinated on it, and I was sort of very unhappy. My wife saw my face. She asked me what was going on, and I couldn't tell her all the details of it. All I can say was we had a situation that was impacting the ministry in a way that was very negative, and I didn't know exactly what to do. And my wife just said, just back up and pray about it. So I started praying about it. You're a prayer person, back up and pray about it. So I began to pray about it. And slowly, God began to put the pieces together. So I called the team back together, and I said, I think I have a plan. This is what we need to do. Let's go and collect the data on the fruit, all the different individuals, do our research, our background, get all the facts together, take the emotions out of it, get to the facts. The emotions are not going to work. Find out why these individuals are feeling where they're feeling, analyze that, sit down with them, look at what's going on, and do a good survey. So we did a great survey of the whole scope of that environment. Then we came back together and we began to break it down. Okay, which is the highest priority? Should we deal with the attitude of the individual, or do we deal with the fruit of that attitude, which was creating a lot of schism and where we were going and dividing the team with this new program that was coming in that was called Keeping It Real, trying to help young people keep it real, but it was doing it the wrong way and allowing them to do things that they really didn't need to do. So we backed that up, looked at that, came back to it a second time, broke it down piece by piece, and this is what we came up with. Number one, understand where the problem is originating. Understand what is the root issue and where did the problem come from. Was it miscommunication, misunderstanding? Was it someone putting water in the system or contaminating the water that they shouldn't have done? Find out where the real problem came from. Number two, take time to examine the problem. Don't attack the problem, but examine the problem. Put it under the microscope. And we did that, and we used different skills from different individuals. One person was great in communication, other was great in technologies, another was great in writing. So we brought all those minds together and broke it down. And then after we examined it, knew what the problem was, then we began to develop the solution. The solution was simple. Restate what was stated in a positive way and not a demonstratively negative way. We took the negatives out. We took the attitudes out. We took the naysayer spirits out. We blocked all that stuff out and got to the bottom line, and it was very simple, and that was there were a couple of folks that got the toe stepped on that felt like that they were being overlooked. Took care of the toe problem, put some Band-Aids on the toes. And once we did that, the problem literally evaporated. And what I've learned from that is this. I've learned that you gotta have the kind of support that comes from the leadership and comes from those who you're serving under. And we were able to give our people the support to do what needs to be done so they can do it and know that I got their back, that they don't have to worry about that there won't be an end around or someone trying to cut them down. And when that occurred, God just did an incredible work, and we got to the bottom of the problem, and God brought a resolution. The problem was pretty nasty, but the God we serve, he can do cleanup anytime. This is once again Robert F. Loggins Sr., and serve as the Administrator at Large with Citygate Network in the area of being their Administrator at Large. And it's been a blessing to share in my ministry as a Administrator at Large, different things to my various ministries I've done through Robert Loggins Ministries, how to bring resolution to issues, even when it's dealing with prayer, even when it's dealing with attitudes, even when it's dealing with who's on first, who's on second, who's on third, how God can bring all that stuff together and make it very simple if you take your time and get to the root of the problem and don't allow the fruit of the problem cause you to be disturbed, but get to the root of it, and it's normally very simple. Thanks again for the privilege. I'm excited that you will be able to deal with devastating situations when they come your way. God bless you, God keep you, and God be with you. God bless you. Bye-bye.